Tudo bem com vocês? Já tomaram suas vitaminas hoje? Did you get it? Do you understand what I said? No, huh? Well, it's not much fun to not get the language. And I know that because when I came to America, I did not speak English. The only thing I knew what to say was I love you. Well, that's all I needed. After all, I came to marry my husband. All he needs to know that is that I love him, right? Well, that didn't take me very far. So it was hard for me to communicate. It was frustrating. I used my hands a lot. I used body language, pictures, anything to communicate. Except most of the conversation was lost in translation. One time, my mother-in-law took me shopping, and we drove in a car in silence because we couldn't communicate. And I was in the blink of crying because I love to talk, and I was feeling so lonely and so sad. So as we got to the store, we shopped in silence, and then I went to pay. In the line, we were waiting on the line, I witnessed something that really shocked me. A mother with her son, I think he was about 5 or 6, he looked 5 or 6. And he was translating for his mom. And that was, I was like, that could be me in the future. And I was really sad, and that shocked me. And that was my aha moment. In that moment, I remember like today, I decided, I am going to learn this language. I'm going to learn how to speak English as fast as I can. It wasn't easy. It was really hard. But I decided that I can do it. And because I can do it, I know everybody can learn a second language. It has so many benefits of learning a second language. And today I want to focus on 3. First, it'll give you a career and education advantage. Second, it would make travel much easier. And third, it would help the brain function. Okay, so it's very important that we remember this. First, career, travel, and brain. Let's jump in and talk about why it's so important for education and career. The American Educator Association said that most parents now are demanding a second language curriculum to be developed in their kids' schools. Those parents, they know the importance of learning a second language in this globalized world that we live in. So they wanted that to happen, that opportunity for their children. Not just to communicate with people outside of the border, but inside of the border too. Do you know that we have, according to us, the census, the US Census, we have more than 350 languages spoken in the US. Even though English is the official language of the country, Spanish comes very close in second. So why are we not learning English in Spanish? Because you might think, well, we are in America. This is America. We must speak English. You're not wrong. You're right. Except if we keep that mindset, what's going to happen? We're going to be left behind as the world progresses. So it's very important that we keep that in mind, that we need to learn a second language, okay? And second language connects people, connects culture. Why not learning a second language? Learning that will give not just education, like we said, but career opportunities too. According to the 5topjobs.com, if you certain jobs, for you to really be successful, you should learn a second language. Or to make an impact, you should learn a second language. First, they say real estate. If you are trying to sell or rent a home, try to learn the local second language of the place you live. Like here where I live, Spanish would be a second language. Because everybody wants a place to live, right? And so if you learn Spanish, you will sell more places, and you get more places rented and make more money, and you'll be the top dog in the real estate here in my area. So find out what is in your area, what second language is important in your area, and learn that. Try at least to communicate a little bit. The second job is the medical field. First responders are the best one. They should learn a second language because they are the first ones to help. And medical nurses, learning a second language is beneficial and will save lives. And third is computer. If you are a computer programmer, for example, and you need to communicate with somebody in Africa, and they don't speak English, and you don't speak whatever they speak in Africa, in the country you're trying to speak, you're not going to be able to communicate. You can totally use Google Translator, but let me tell you, Google Translator lose half of the conversation, and they don't translate right. So better if you learn yourself. Then second language, that will give you this career advantage and will help you be more successful. That brings me to another topic, to my second topic, is traveling. So why is so important to know a second language as you travel? Well, you can totally go travel for tourism and be in a hotel the whole time or do what the agency take you to do. But if you know the language, you can communicate with the locals. And guess what? They'll take you to places where you haven't been and no other tourists have been. And you connect to those people, and they will love you, and you create this friendship that will last forever. So learn a second language so you can have more fun as you travel. And according to my friend, you will increase your dating pool also. So learn a second language. As we connect to others and develop this sense of community, we try to understand them emotionally. And it's also helps our brain. And that brings me to my third point. Learning a second language is good for your brain. Research of the Department of Neurology of the Language of Max Planck Institute said that learning a second language helps the neuromotor control of your brain. Naha Hamidi is a researcher, said that, a medical researcher said the baby's brain develop, you can talk to a baby in 7 languages as an infant, and they will learn that. Even though the speech could be delayed, once they start speaking, they will speak second language with no problem. So, and then when you get older, it's important because according to Carolina Lukasicki, she's a scientist and a bilingualism professor. She said that it's important for learn a second language so you delay the declining of mental as you age. And I know that. A lady that taught me how to speak English the first time, she spoke Portuguese because she served a mission years ago in Portugal. But she knew enough to communicate with me. And to this day, she's still very happy and she travels and she's in her 90s. I know it delays because of her. And also, learning a second language will give you more experience. And according to Irina Wing, she's a professor, a bilingual professor. She said it takes sacrifice, and I know my experience. It takes sacrifice to learn a second language. You have to learn to look foolish. It's okay. And ask for help. Most people want to help you when you learn a second language. So try it. As I finish my speech, I wanted to challenge you to learn a second language. I did, so can you. And for my conclusion, I want you to know that learning a second language will help you in your career, will help you in traveling, and will help your brain. So get out of your comfort zone. Get out and go out and learn a second language. I know you can do it. Get out and get learn. Ciao.